Good afternoon. My name is Dan Schreiber, and we'll be talking about field trips and the forms that need to be filled out to take those field trips, specifically waivers and consent forms. What are field trip and form consent forms and waivers? As an educator, what should you be concerned with when going on a field trip? In the eyes of education, what is a field trip? We need to define what a field trip is. Is it walking down the hallway to the library? Is it getting on a bus and leaving the campus? So let's figure out what a field trip is. School-sponsored field trips are considered to be just an extension of the classroom and the normal school activities that go on in a classroom, just not on the school premise. So essentially a field trip could be pretty much anything when it's not on the school premise, but our jobs as teachers are still the same. Teachers are expected to exercise reasonable standards of supervision during all field trips experiences. Teachers need to stay on their toes and be alert to all that is going on around them during field trips. What is a consent form? An informed consent form is a form designed to give the student's parents the basic information about the trip and warn them of any potential hazards. It also sets a standard for what is expected by the student in way of behavior. A waiver is different from an informed consent form. A waiver is a statement releasing the school or institution from any legal responsibility in the event a student is injured during a school-sponsored event. Waivers and consent forms have very limited, if any, legal authority. Legal action based on a lack of supervision may still be brought against the school personnel for negligence. So what is negligence? There are two types of negligence: contributory negligence and comparative negligence. Contributory negligence occurs when the injured person contributes to the injury because of poor decisions or actions. It is the most common form of negligence. Comparative negligence is negligence that does not relieve the defendant or persons who may have greatly contributed to the injury. This can happen from a lack of supervision on a field trip. A jury will weigh the level of negligence between the plaintiff and the defendant. A consent form is not a waiver because it does not give up any rights in signing the agreement. Waivers Rock Island Milan School District. In this case, a 6-year-old Rock Island girl drowned while on a school field trip to Whitewater Junction swimming facility. The school district, the school, and the city parks department, Whitewater Junction, and 11 others are named as defendants in this case. A Rock Island police detective said staff at the pool initially thought they were recovering a t-shirt on the bottom of the pool when they discovered the child's body. There were about 260 children at the pool that day, but no one saw the girl enter the pool. The suit notes that the child could not swim, and she was found at the bottom in the deep end of one of the pools. It accuses the school district of negligence and wrongful death. The suit alleges the school staff knew and should have known that many children had different levels of swimming ability and many were unable to swim near the deep end. The school is accused of being negligent for failing to better monitor those students with the least ability to swim. The city parks department, and Whitewater Junction are also facing counts of negligence and wrongful death in the suit for failing to properly monitor the pool and provide better emergency response time. Slade versus Milwaukee School District. The family of Kimoni Slade is accused the Milwaukee School District and 4 of its employees of causing a wrongful death and violating the family's civil rights. Kimoni was on a field trip to a local pool, which there were no lifeguards on duty at the time. The Slade family said that the outing violated a Milwaukee school policy against letting kids swim without lifeguards present. The incident happened during during the field trip on the final day of school. The victim's family said the district was negligent by not arranging for a lifeguard. Gilbert versus Orange County School District. A 13-year-old Cherokee school student who died during a kite flying trip is suing the Orange County School Board for negligence. The lawsuit alleges the physical education teacher leading the walking trip to the local park did not seek medical help for the student until the girl lost consciousness after complaining of shortness of breath and exhaustion. According to the lawsuit, the teacher left the girl, describing as having a history of medical problems, alone on a curb near the park on the walk back to school after the student said she could not walk any further. The teacher escorted the rest of the children back to campus but did not return for Remitra. Waivers and consent forms are supported by a building administrator in standards 3, 5, and 6 of the ISLLC standards. In standard 3, the building administrator promotes success of all students by ensuring management of the organization, operations, and resources for a safe, efficient, effective learning environment. In standard 5, the building administrator promotes the success of all students by acting with integrity, fairness, and in an ethical manner. And in Standard 6, the school administrator promotes the success of all students by understanding, responding to, and influencing the larger political, social, economic, legal, and cultural context. These are the references that I found most of the information that I have shown you today. I hope you learned something a little about waivers and consents forms. And next time you take that field trip, I hope we are all better prepared. Thank you very much.